how I've made $2.3 million from content creation at the age of 19. And guess what? It wasn't hard. Now, in the grand scheme of things, the hardest part about making money on content creation, and I know a lot of you guys have this facade in your head that you can't do it and then a 9 to 5 is the only way, but the reason you have that is obviously because of indoctrination from the school system. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I'm going to go ahead and just first off prove to you that I'm not some dirty guru that's never made money before. Now, a lot of my money was made through Snapchat shows. So if you go to publish.snapchat.com, you guys can see it's the real website. This was one of our shows back in October 2023 all the way to August 2023. So about 3 months we ran this specific show. In that time, it did 275,000 USD. FYI, I'm not like one of these other gurus. This is not all profit. About 50% of it is profit, but this is just one of them, right? We have 8 of these. Now, a few of these still do good money to this day. If we head over to the revenue tab on one of these shows, 12K a month, we'll go to another one of them. This one should be about 12K a month also. Yeah, 15K a month, even better than that. It's doing about 600, 700 a day, but this is just to show you that content creation as a whole in 2025 is just ludicrously easy. Reason why I wanted to show that is so with everything else I say, you don't need to take it with a grain of salt. You can know that I've done this. I had to learn for myself. The reason why it really isn't hard is because I had to figure it out from the start. Had I have had a mentor, had I have learnt from somebody in the beginning, I would have accomplished my goals much, much sooner. Now, utilizing AI in every possible way. I want you guys to have an idea of how to utilize AI and how you can optimize and kind of run your own automated channel by the end of this video. At the end of this video, I want you guys to really think about this and say, wow, do I know how to do this now? And the answer will be yes. Now, utilizing AI in every possible way, voices, script writing, etc. Now, YouTube automation has become riddled with AI nowadays, and I know a lot of you guys are going to hate it. I know a lot of you guys hate AI, but unfortunately, you need to adapt to the fact that this is kind of what works. Now, it really isn't the best feeling ever. I know you guys despise AI, but you're going to have to get used to it. Now, there are so many channels completely automated with AI, whether it be Screen Addicts. These guys are doing about $8,000 a month, and these entire videos can be automated with AI. Whether it be script writing, voice acting. The only expense you have on running a channel like this is editing, as I've said a million times. But it gets even crazier if I'm being honest with you, because these type of niches are scattered all across YouTube and their platform as a whole. Now, here's another example of a channel that completely utilizes AI, but is still making some really, really good profit. Now, we have Anaholic. All they post is these shorts that are like about anime and stuff like that. These shorts can be 100% automated. The entire process can be expedited with AI. Now, this is one of my models that I personally trained myself. If you guys want to go ahead and copy my script on kind of how you can train short form models specifically, a little bit of an FYI, I have a site coming out very, very soon that's going to have thousands of pre-trained YouTube niches for much cheaper prices than ChatGPT. Now, I can't talk too much about that. If you guys want to get updates, my Discord server where we all communicate is discord.gg/1%, where it's essentially a massive hub where we all share analytics. We kind of teach people. So if you need help getting started, go ahead and join that. But this is the prompt that I use to really make one of these Family Guy channels. Now, all I have to do is simply give it a video idea, and I'm going to show you how insane this is. 5 times Peter Griffin almost died. This is just a random title that I've just come off the top of my head, which is very similar to the Screen Addicts channel, who's doing about $8,000 a month solely off ad revenue. Now, it's going to go ahead and bang just like that, give us an entire script that is essentially on par with the quality of these scripts. Now, one thing you have to keep in mind is when using ChatGPT to automate your process and expedite everything, you want to ensure that if you're doing a niche like this that involves research and the AI needing to actually fetch episode names, make sure you have the search the web option on. It has never been this easy to make 5 to 10K a month utilizing YouTube Shorts. I'm not trying to sell you a course at all. I have a one-on-one mentorship where I work directly with clients. That's much more high ticket, blakeryan.co, but we won't get into that right now. All you have to do, and I'm telling you this from the bottom of my heart, I want you guys to just listen to what I'm saying and just execute. All you need to do is make a script similar to this in whatever niche you might be doing it in, whether it be Adventure Time, regular show, so many different niches, Harry Potter. There are just so many niches that are completely untapped, that have proof of concept, that have a viewer base here on YouTube, in which your only expense to operate a channel posting daily shorts would literally just be editing. I've gone into depth on how to get those editors. I'll go a little bit more into depth later on in the video, but the next part I want to talk about is RPM and CPM optimization, demographics, interest, and longevity. When choosing a niche, I've gone into depth on this before. You want to ensure that your niche has longevity, right? That's an obvious answer. By longevity, I mean it's not going to go ahead and die 3 months down the line, 6 months down the line. An example niche of this would be something like Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, when they were having their affair or whatever it was when they're in court. Another example could be the Diddy thing. There are just so many niches that come and go. And those are examples of niches you would never want to start. Just because 3 months down the line, they're not going to be performing well, and you want to build something that's going to create generational wealth, whether it be $1 million a year. Whatever your goals are, the only way to accomplish that is by ensuring the channels in your network that you are operating have proof of concept, meaning they've been proven before to last a while. Now, an example of this could be a show like Avatar: The Last Airbender. They've been out for 20 years and they've still got a massive loyal fan base and a bunch of content still coming around. Anime, Naruto, Harry Potter, The Office, Suits. All of these shows are things that have proof of concept and we know are not going anywhere. Make sure when you're doing that, you choose something that has longevity. That's probably the biggest fundamental thing that I really need to emphasize on you guys, because I see so many people making this mistake. Now, RPM and CPM optimization. What does that mean? This funnels back into demographic and interest. When you're running a short form channel, and obviously the same exact thing counts for long form is just a little bit more, in depth, which I would recommend for people that have higher budgets. Obviously, short form for low budgets, long form for high budgets. If you need help, go ahead and just ask in my Discord server. But RPM and CPM optimization, what this means, you don't want to do a niche that's going to have a 5-cent CPM, meaning you're getting paid 5 cents per 1,000 views. Why would you want that? You can choose a different niche that has a much higher RPM. And I see a big misconception with short specifically. People seem to think that the niche is what affects your RPM. That is not true. That is only in long form. For short form specifically, what affects your RPM is your demographic, meaning are you getting US viewers? Are you getting UK viewers? Are you getting European viewers? Where is your demographic from? Now, this is very simple. If you have Indian, Pakistani viewers, Colombian viewers, really low tier demographics, meaning they're like third world countries, second world countries, the amount of money advertisers are willing to pay to place ads on your content is exponentially lower. When you are targeting a demographic such as US, UK, Dubai, countries that have a lot of money, advertisers are willing to dish out more money to place those ads on said content. That's essentially what I mean by making sure the niche you're getting into has a large US demographic. Ways you can do that is ensuring that the content you're doing always has voiceover and it's always English voices. You never want to do Spanish, you never want to do French. I know there are certain instances where you can consider those options, but for me, in the way that I teach, I never say to get into anything like that. I say voiceover content utilizing AI, utilizing 11 Labs, utilizing ChatGPT. That is essentially the bread and butter of how you do this. On my show, this is Food Central. If I go to Fax Machine, which is essentially one of our news shows, what we kind of do is we go into depth on like Juice WRLD's girlfriend released the tape, all this random stuff, right? These voices are AI. These scripts are AI. The only expense we have to operate this show, doing like $20,000 a month, is paying $5 per video to editors. Listen to this.
Juice WRLD's ex-girlfriend Ali Lottie is flexing her earnings.
It's literally just brain rot content, right? But doesn't matter because our demographic is so high, it's so highly US. When choosing a niche, ensure you have a high US demographic, you have longevity in your niche, and you have proof of concept. Those are the 3 golden rules in actually creating a long-term successful branded channel. Now, next thing I want to get into is investment burnout, optimizing spend, and evergreen content. What this means, evergreen content means, essentially in a nutshell, the videos that you post can get views 10 years down the line, can get views 5 years down the line. The reason I say this is because so many people post these videos about specific trends that are going to die 2 years down the line, whether it be skibbity toilet, whatever it is, whatever brain rot content you're doing, it needs to be relevant years down the line. That's why when I am doing cartoon niches, anime niches, I go ahead and do theories. I do top 10s. I do ideas that, for the most part, are never going to be answered, so that video still has relativity and still has a reason for viewers to come back and watch it. Optimizing spend and investment burnout. What this means is when you're choosing a niche, do not, and this is the biggest thing that I need to emphasize, so many people, and I would say with pretty much certainty, this is probably the biggest killer for people starting out on YouTube automation. As I've said, your only expense is editing and thumbnail design, but one of the biggest things I've seen people lose out on is investment burnout. What this means is you're choosing a niche that cost way too much money to enter. For example, something like Zach D Films, if you guys are familiar with this guy, he posts those 3D animations like why you should never walk on a drawbridge. All these really unique ideas, but the problem is, I don't think you can possibly fathom how expensive this content is to make. It costs hundreds a video, right? If you're spending $100 a video and your channel takes a month to blow up, you've spent thousands of dollars. You want to choose a niche where you can entry into it, it has proof of concept, it has longevity, it has evergreen content. You want to choose something like that where you can make the content quite easily and invest small amounts of money. That way you can risk for it to take a month to blow up. If it takes a month to start making 5K a month, who cares? Once you make that initial 5K from one specific channel, go ahead and invest that following the exact same strategy you just utilized previously to make that channel, and do it across the next 5, do it across the next 10, and completely just keep snowballing that. I know eventually you will get to a point where you yourself cannot manage the scripts and cannot manage the, doing everything drag and dropping. That's when you hire an ideation expert who manages absolutely everything. You either pay him a salary or you give him equity in the channel. Those are two options, but that kind of lowers the amount of, annoyingness and the amount of workload on you specifically. But that is the bread and butter. If you have 5 channels all doing 10K a month, that's $50,000 a month, completely automated. You go to sleep, you wake up, you have revenue. Your only kind of job is to oversee and ensure that the people you hired aren't slacking off or anything like that. Now, as I said, make sure the niche you're choosing does not cost too much money. Next thing I need to go into depth about is how music deals work, shorts specifically. What this means is, I know a lot of you guys have been asking, well, I want to get into shorts, but I don't want like a 10-cent RPM. A lot of channels, what they do is they'll have a music deal and a YouTube AdSense deal. Now, what this means is obviously YouTube AdSense is how much you're paid per 1,000 views from YouTube themselves. On average, if you're doing a good niche, as I said, it doesn't matter about the niche, but let's say you're choosing a good niche and you have a high US demographic, on short specifically, your RPM will be about 25 cents, right? 20 to 25 cents. So if you're getting 1 million views, that's $250. If you're doing 10 million views a month, that's 2.5K. That is your YouTube AdSense RPM. Now, you can get into a little bit of a gate-kept space called music deals. What these are is, in a nutshell, YouTube pays out creators on shorts money for people that put music on content. So all these labels, Sony Records, Warner Bros, will basically have the ability to place music on content. Now, YouTube will pay them X amount if they recognize the song. There are companies out there, music deals, where they'll take 10%, they'll give you 90%, and all you need to do is place their song on your video. Now, it doesn't need to be obvious. You can simply lower the volume of the song you place to maybe 15% and then have your own song on top of that. That way, you're still collecting the money, but because all it needs to do is register in YouTube's system. That's kind of how these companies are making millions of dollars from music deals. Now, as I said, YouTube RPM is about 25 cents. If you have a good RPM in the music space and you have a good demographic, you can get your music RPM, so how much you get paid per 1,000 views on the music side, to 35 to 50 cents per 1,000 views. Now, I don't know if you guys are doing the math, but off the top of my head, that's 50 to 60 cents per 1,000 views, and it can get even higher. You have 5 channels with a music deal and an AdSense deal on both of them. If they're both doing 10 million views a month, which is insanely easy on short form, by the way, you can be doing that within 2 months easily. You have 5 channels all doing that, right? If all of them are doing about $5,000 a month, that's pretty conservative. That's 25K a month at the very minimum for simply executing what I'm telling you right now. Now, I know a lot of you guys do actually ask me, well, how do you get a music deal? Now, there's a few ways to go about it. In my Discord server, we have a few people that actually do music deals, but if you're a bit different, you can look up YouTube music deal here on Twitter, and there's a crap ton of people that actually offer this. This guy's also in my server. If you guys want, contact him. Chef Key here basically offers music deals to creators. Now, heading over to Twitter, you can find so many people talking about music deals. Here, music deals are a money glitch. It's ridiculous, guys. I really need to emphasize this because a lot of people tend to gatekeep music deals. Now, the problem with, doing music deals is you can only do it on YouTube. Here on Snapchat, some of these shows that are doing me about $15,000 a month, if I go ahead and filter that by the last 3 months, still doing about 24K a month. But you cannot get music deals on platforms other than YouTube. So I think that's kind of where the value lies with YouTube specifically, because there's so much scalability. Imagine with those new rollout shorts they're doing. I know a lot of you guys might have seen YouTube just recently allowed 3-minute shorts. What that means is you can essentially make longer shorts. Not only is it going to grow your long form audience better, because someone that's going to watch a 3-minute short and subscribe is far more likely to watch a long form video on that same channel than if they only watched a 30-second short. So it's very good for nurturing leads and building up an audience. But imagine if 3 months down the line, 6 months down the line, YouTube starts adding an advertisement slot in the middle of 3-minute shorts. that's going to increase your RPM to upwards of $1, and that's really where the value lies for YouTube as a whole. But yes, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you want to join my Discord and get a bunch of information for completely free, that's discord.gg/1%. And guys, I hope you learned a lot. If you want one-on-one mentoring directly with myself, it's very high ticket. Only do it if you have the budget and you are really looking to take this full time. That's blakerian.co. But yes, guys, thank you so much for watching. Best of luck to all of you. I hope you all succeed, and I will see you all later. Watch the video on your screen right now. Peace out.